The migration crisis in Europe was not slowed down by the corona pandemic last year either. As the latest figures show, 3 times as many migrants tried to cross the English Channel on boats in 2021 as in the previous year, sometimes under life-threatening conditions. A total of 1,360 attempts with just over 35,000 people on board were recorded. This is reported by the German press agency, citing the responsible marine prefecture in Cherbourg. More than 8,600 migrants were rescued from distress by French security forces. In 2020, a total of 9,551 people attempted to cross the English Channel. The English Channel, what we in Germany call the Sleeve Channel, separates Europe and Great Britain. Between French Calais and British Dover, the shortest distance between the coasts is around 32 kilometers. The ferry crossing takes about 90 minutes. Tickets are available for around 260 euros. Not for those, however, who want to enter the country without a passport or visa. They risk the crossing under life-threatening conditions on overcrowded inflatable boats. The weather conditions are often unfavorable. The English Channel is one of the busiest waterways in the world. There are strong currents and freighters cannot brake abruptly and take evasive actions, says Birgit Glorius. She is a social geographer at Chemnitz University of Technology. She explains the sharp increase in transit migrants primarily with the corona pandemic and Brexit. Due to the pandemic, there has been less traffic to the UK. This has also reduced the chances of a successful escape because many have previously tried to enter the country illegally by truck. And at the same time, there is big business behind the migration. The people smugglers or traffickers reacted flexibly to the fact that Great Britain left the EU. The Dublin procedure no longer applies to the UK. As an EU state, the UK could still check whether people were previously in another safe EU country, says the expert, and I think she's quite right. This country was then responsible for carrying out the asylum procedure, but it doesn't apply to the UK anymore. However, Dublin procedures have often ended in people not being sent back anyway. After all, there's only 6 months to successfully carry out the procedure. Later, the requested country can refuse the admission. However, Britain is now without the Dublin rule and has failed to reach bilateral agreements with EU countries. From the point of view of Sylvia Hahn, migration researcher at the University of Salzburg, the strong increase in transit migrants is mainly rooted in Brexit. The labour market in Great Britain was reformed after Brexit. Numerous migrant workers from Poland and Romania, who represented the largest group of migrants from the EU countries until Brexit, left the country. Yeah, and that's true. And the result is a great need for workers in numerous areas of employment, which previously EU migrants filled. There have been numerous job opportunities for non-EU immigrants, says Hahn. From her point of view, another factor is the closure of the camp in Dunkirk, which had been known for years for its intolerable conditions. As early as 2016, the United Nations Refugee Agency UNHCR reported worrying conditions in the camps in Calais and Dunkirk. Reports of sexual exploitation and trafficking of unaccompanied minors in the camps were particularly shocking. The number of migrants who crossed the English Channel was therefore already very high in previous years. Between 20,000 and 25,000 crossed the Channel every year, but mainly in trucks and containers. In October 2019, the bodies of 39 Vietnamese people were found in a refrigerated trailer in Grays, near London. They had died from a lack of oxygen and from overheating. The migrants were to be smuggled into the UK this way. Smuggling by boat across the Channel is no less dangerous. As accidents have shown, the smugglers are completely unscrupulous in terms of the boat's equipment and regardless of the weather conditions, which pose an additional risk with this type of channel crossings, says Hahn. And geographer Glorious explains that people still dare to make the dangerous crossing with their so-called social capital. English, the lingua franca, is a big pull factor. People want to build a new life for themselves. Many come from Iraq, Iran, Syria, Eritrea, and speak English. Iraqis and Iranians in particular could head for an existing community in Great Britain because of family or friendship ties. And Hahn confirms this. England in particular was and is always a target for people persecuted politically or religiously. In addition, England, as a former empire with its numerous colonial possessions, is still present in the collective memory as a possible target country for many residents of these former colonies, she says. And the high demand for workers in the transport and construction sectors, to name just two examples, which will result from Brexit, is also likely to be a decisive factor. In addition, there is no registration system in Great Britain, which is not unimportant for newly arriving migrants. Here in Germany, it looks completely different. Meanwhile, transit migration across the English Channel is a point of contention between France and Great Britain. It was not until the end of 2021 that the death of at least 27 migrants in the English Channel caused tension. London and Paris blamed each other. While Boris Johnson called for stricter checks from France, the mayor of the French coastal city of Calais accused the prime minister of cowardice. And Hahn also sees an intensified conflict. France no longer wants to take the migrants back. Great Britain wants to leave them in mainland Europe, she says. It is to be feared that the migrants would become political pawns, similar to the sea between Greece and Turkey. Both experts are therefore calling for measures on several levels. On the one hand, the police could step up the fight against organized people smuggling or trafficking, and the humanitarian response would also to be step up Britain's resettlement activities through diplomatic channels. That was what Gloria said about this, and Hahn adds, smuggling has become one of the most lucrative branches of the economy worldwide, in which millions of people around the world are involved and enrich themselves from it. It is a serious weakness that no structured action is taken against this globally networked human trafficking system. It's these agencies and traffickers who promise women and men that they can take them to safety or that they can achieve their dreams of a better life in the EU. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.